Hey everybody, happy Friday. This is Michael, this is the Sky's the Limit Aviation channel, and this is the Friday night full flight live stream, Delta 1304, service to Minneapolis from Atlanta. We're just getting started with the boarding process and getting bags loaded on board the aircraft at this time. Hope everybody has had a great week, and hope you all are ready for the weekend, because I know I am. And while the baggage is loading, I'm going to step off the flight deck for a quick second and grab something, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back on the flight deck. Had to grab me a bottle of water that I left sitting downstairs. Silly me. So, once again, this is Delta 1304, heading up to Minneapolis. And looks like our baggage is all loaded. We'll go ahead and close the cargo doors here momentarily. And cargo doors are closed. There we go, change our viewpoint there. We're going to try something new this flight. We are going to fly using the virtual cockpit. And see how that goes. And we're almost halfway boarded with the passengers. So we got our pre-departure clearance. So we are cleared to the Minneapolis International Airport via the Pencil 2 RNAV departure, EMAHH transition, and then it'll be the Bloom 4 RNAV arrival, and initial altitude will be 10,000 feet, and 340 will be our final flight level. We're squawking 7274. That's already in the box. And we should have a good bit of air traffic control for the flight up to Minneapolis this evening. Check the departure ATIS. We have Papa. Winds are 280 at 7 knots, 10 miles visibility, scattered at 9,000, scattered at 11. Temperature 21, dew point 11, 29er, is the altimeter. I still do not have a weather engine, so the weather is going to be ignored for the most part. Departing runways 26 left, 27 right. And we have information, Papa. And we'll be going 26 left. No altitude restrictions on the way out. We do have a 250 knot speed restriction up to Zeeland. And passenger boarding is complete. We'll go ahead and shut the cabin door. And we're going to go ahead and pull back the jetway. We're at gate A17. And let's see, gonna switch over to Atlanta Tower. So we have Atlanta Tower, we have clearance delivery, but we already have our pre-departure clearance, so we don't need that. So Tower, departure, and Atlanta Center. Go ahead and call up to the tower here momentarily when we get ready to taxi.
On the tower, Southwest 3344, information Papa, just pushed from Charlie 5 facing north. Couldn't tell you what happened there, but we're ready to taxi behind the company.
3344 tower, roger. Just call me once you get to 4 north.
Roger, we'll call you when we get to 4 north. We're small on that AP a little bit too much over here, Southwest 3244.
Hey man, I'm a big fan of the formation, push it. Southwest 1048, Arnett Slaw, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Arnett Slaw, clear for takeoff, 27 right, Southwest 1048.
Delta 1580, connect departure, good night.
Over to departure, have a good one, Delta 1580.
Okay, so it's probably going to be Foxtrot and Echo up to 26 left. Let's go ahead and start our pre-start checklist. Parking brake is set. Throttles are at idle. Landing gear levers checked down. Flaps are up. Spoilers are retracted. Fuel quantity is checked. Fuel pumps off. Battery master switch is on.
15, correction, Delta 1580, connect departure.
Go ahead and start the APU. APU generator is on. Panel lights not required. No smoking seatbelt signs are on. PTOT probe heat off. Wing and engine anti-ice off.
4 with Quebec ready for taxi, and
hydraulic
that
pumps
wasn't planned,
on.
but it worked out.
Southwest 1173, runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
Beacon lights on. Pre-start
26 left via
checklist
Foxtrot,
is complete.
Southwest 1173. And Southwest 3344 north of the ramp, ready for taxi behind the company, and we don't mind a little bit jet fuel in the lungs.
South 3344, tower, runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
Taxi via Foxtrot, 26 left, Southwest 3344.
Got our flight plan already.
Hey, listen, man, I'm a big fan of simultaneous pushbacks, you guys.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check around us to make sure everything is clear before we push.
And I'm a fan of thrust reverser pushbacks.
Got an A330 back behind us.
JetBlue 2205, we're now to SLAW, runway 27 right, cleared for takeoff.
Right up to SLAW, to takeoff 27 right, JetBlue 2205.
And looks like we're clear.
Southwest 1048, contact departure.
Over to departure, Southwest 1048, good night.
Go ahead and request pushback.
Atlantic Tower, hello, Delta 1308. We have uniform. Advise that, please, and word 4 north.
Delta 1308, Atlanta Tower, runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot, Quebec is current.
All right, we'll double check that, and then 26 left via Foxtrot, Delta 1308.
And we now have information Quebec.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
And squawk mode C, since we're going to be moving.
JetBlue 2205, contact departure, see ya.
Over to departure, JetBlue 2205.
One tower, hello, Delta 6053 on the visual 26 right.
And we want the nose to the right and tail to the left.
1553, Atlanta Tower, hello, runway 26 right to the land. To the land 26 right, Delta 1553.
Should not be.
Release parking brakes, please.
Double check once again, make sure there's nobody behind us, and there's not. Parking brakes released.
Push.
Southwest 1173, R&A pounds, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. Can you confirm I've got Snuffy? Southwest 1173, disregard, R&A Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. R&A Snuffy, clear for takeoff, 26 left, Southwest 1173.
Whoops.
All right, engine startup checklist. Thrust levers idle, engine area check clear, start switches, ground ignition. Both fuel pumps are on. And we'll go ahead and start engine 1 and engine number 2. Starting engine number 1.
Southwest 3344, runway 26 left, line number 8. Line number 8, runway 26 left, Southwest 3344.
Please set parking brakes.
And parking brake
Waiting your
is set.
confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
And good engine start.
Here.
We're going to taxi up to 2 north and then contact the tower. Before taxi checklist, nav lights on, taxi lights on, flaps, setting for 5.
Southwest 3344 RNAV to Snuffy, runway
Flaps
2.
5 indicated. Heading indicator is set.
Give her the beans, 26 left.
Radio and avionics set. Autopilot off. Flight director on. Auto throttle on.
Tow truck disconnected.
Transponder
Bypass pin
is mode C. Going to head and do our flight control checks real quick.
Southwest
Forward,
1173.
neutral. Back,
Over
neutral.
departure, Southwest 1173.
Left aileron neutral.
26 left on point.
Runway 26 left.
Right aileron neutral.
808.
Rudder full left. Neutral. Full right. Neutral. Flight control check is complete before taxi checklist is complete.
Atlanta Tower, Delta 2467, 4 north, with information, Quebec, ready for taxi.
Okay, last aircraft contact again.
It's Delta 2467, we're 4 north, with Quebec, ready for taxi.
Delta 2467, Atlanta Tower, hello, runway 26 left, taxi by Foxtrot.
26 left by Foxtrot, Delta 2467.
Southwest 3344, contact departure. Forward to departure, Southwest 3344, love how you gave you a snuffy with happening down there on the ramp. See ya.
Yeah, looks like we've got the all clear. Go ahead and taxi to the end of 2 north.
Delta 1308, RNAV to Snuffy, runway 26 left, cover takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff. RNAV to Snuffy and a wind check, please. Delta 1308.
Delta 1308. Delta 1308, Atlanta wind 280 at 9. Delta 1553, hold short of runway 26 left at hotel.
Hold short 26 left at hotel, Delta 1553.
Atlanta Tower, Delta 1304, 2 north, ready to taxi with Quebec.
Delta 1304, Atlanta Tower, hello, runway 26 left, taxi by Foxtrot.
26 left via Foxtrot, Delta 1304.
Delta 1553, cross runway 26 left at hotel, continue taxi by Echo to the ramp.
Cross 26 left at hotel and Echo to the ramp. Delta 1553 there.
Hey, Tower, this is the FBI. I heard you told someone RNM to pounce earlier.
It's fraud.
I can confirm that.
RNAV to pound?
Going to Pound Town.
Uh-huh.
Da, da, da.
Hey, yeah, sorry guys, it was my clearance delivery controller, he did it.
I didn't say RNAV to pound, you did.
Don't blame anybody else but yourself.
Delta 1308, contact departure.
Goodbye, Delta 1308.
There's a Delta 1308, and us is Delta 1304.
Delta 2467, RNAV to Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, RNAV to Snuffy, Delta 2467.
There's a southeast event going on right now, but we're heading north. Okay, V-Speeds 145, V1 150, VR, and V2 is 160. Before takeoff checklist, flight instruments check, engine instruments check, nav equipment check.
Delta 2467, contact departure.
Over departure.
PTOT heat on, de-ice as required, auto throttle is armed. We'll hit the landing lights and the strobes once we get up to the approach end. And we're going to be RNAV to MPass. It's a 300-degree heading once we are off the ground. And Atlanta ground comes on.
Delta 1304, RNAV, MPass, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
RNAV to MPass, 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 1304. Landing lights on, taxi lights off, strobe lights on. Okay, take off. Thrust to 60. Brakes off. Throttles advance. We are rolling.
$80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate. V2.
Positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up.
Atlanta Tower, good evening. UPS 2125 is at 3,700 feet, runway 26 right.
UPS 2125, Atlanta Tower, hello, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26 right, turn on 25.
DAL1304, contact departure, see you later.
Over to departure. See ya, DAL1304. Atlanta departure, good evening. Delta 1304 passing through 4,000 for 10,000.
Delta 1304, land departure, ready to contact, climb, maintain 14,000.
14,000, Delta 1304.
Delta 915, descend and maintain 9,000, fly heading 230, vectors to final.
9,000, flight heading 230, Delta 915.
Climb out checklist. Autopilot on. Altitude set. Airspeed set. Heading is on. Landing lights will come off at 10. We do not have a FMS, so LNAV, VNAV are not going to be used. City of Atlanta off to our right.
Delta 1304, contact Atlanta Center 132.907.
3297 for Delta 1304. See ya.
Delta 15, descend and maintain 6,000.
6,000, Delta Knox 15.
One 3297. Atlanta Center, good evening. Delta 1304, passing through 11,000 for 14.
Delta 1304, Atlanta Center, climb maintain, flight level 340.
Up to 340, Delta 1304. Check.
JetBlue 182, flight level 380.
JetBlue 182, Atlanta Center, squawk 7373, ident.
Squawk JetBlue 182.
Hopefully we get Indianapolis Center to come online in a little while, since there is an event going on. There is a pretty decent amount of traffic heading in and out of CVG. And we're past Zelen, so no speed restrictions. We'll go ahead and accelerate up to 290, 290 knots. Passing through 18,000 cruise checklist, altimeter standard 29902. Since we don't have a weather engine, then 29902 it is. Autopilot is checked on, radios checked, lights as required, instruments, fuel quantity checked, cruise checklist is complete. Passing through 18 for 340. So if you're just joining us, this is Delta 1304, service to Minneapolis from Atlanta, Boeing 737-800. We're flying in prepared version 5.4, our second flight in the prepared flight simulator. And we're going to try to do the entire flight in the virtual cockpit.
American 2430, contact Memphis Center 124.27, good day. American 2430, contact Memphis Center 124.27.
That's 2427, American 30, have a good night.
I think we're just going to be barely in their airspace.
Atlanta Center, good evening. Amtran 3632 is with you, flight level 380.
Amtran 3632, Atlanta Center, roger.
Yeah, passing through 23 for 340. Gonna print off the arrival chart so I have that for a reference. So everybody is having a great evening, and hopefully everybody had a good week and that you're ready for the weekend. It's been a fairly quiet week around here. Tomorrow and Sunday will be fairly busy. Be getting up early tomorrow and Sunday for family things that are going on. Our oldest nephew will be doing his last baseball game for the year. Our oldest niece will be doing a cheerleading competition on Sunday, so we're going to be going to that. Got to get up a little extra early for that. We have to drive a little bit across town to get to the location. where her and her squad are competing at, but we should have a lot of fun. Got the October subscriber goal updated. We picked up our 298th and 99th subscribers late last night, early today. We appreciate you joining us. Our goal for the end of the month is 315. Definitely attainable. And passing through 315 for 340.
4014 with you at 16,500.
November 4014, Atlanta Center, roger.
And
the Asheville altimeter 2965.
Looks like we're going to skirt into Memphis Center. And Indianapolis Center is still not on, but we'll pick up Chicago Center on the other side of Indy. So looking at our flight plan, MNOSO is the entry point on the Bloom 4, and Kicker and Upi is our first altitude restriction. We're going to cross up at or above 240. Still looking for a good add-on FMS system that works in Prepared 5. So if you know of one, let me know in the comments or in the live stream chat. Beautiful day today.
Atlanta Center, November 4014.
November 4014, Atlanta Center.
You want to hear a quick funny story that just happened to me right now?
Yeah.
I was focused on making sure my navigation system was set up properly. I didn't realize that my air brakes were out while I was at full throttle.
Oh.
If you noticed, I just increased my speed by almost 200 knots. Because I didn't realize until now my air brakes were out.
Okay, that was an interesting story.
Atlanta Center, good evening, November 420 Lima Hotel with you at flight level 430.
I think we lost Atlanta Center. Atlanta Center has disappeared.
JetBlue 182, descend and maintain flight level 350.
Flight level 350, JetBlue 182.
Delta 1304, contact Memphis Center 124.27, good day.
2427 for Delta 1304, see ya.
Number 420 Lima Hotel, Atlanta Center, you up?
Roger, 200, test set, Delta 13.
Memphis Center, good evening, Delta 1304, flight level 340.
Delta 1304, Memphis Center, good evening.
So, Upi, at or above 240, Lazy 280 knots, at or above 16,000, Bluem 280 at or above 11, H Hammer, or Hammer, at 10, Dindus.
At Memphis Center, yeah, Southwest 2285, you able to pick me up out here now?
Dindus, we're not doing no field.
Atlanta Center now on 128.72 today.
How about that to 8.72?
250 at 10. And Candid 230 at 7. Captain 210 at 7.
Alright, guys, 2285, squawk 5561.
5561 for 2285.
Number 4599, descend, maintain flight level 230.
And it looks like Chicago Center just went offline.
GoJet 4599, descend, maintain flight level 230.
Down to flight level 230, GoJet 4599. Memphis Center, good evening, Southwest 2757, currently at 11,000, climbing to 15,000.
South 2757, Memphis Center, low, climb, maintain flight level 370.
Climb, maintain through flight level 370, Southwest 2757.
Air Trans 55, you sound frequency.
And we're expecting runway 30 right at Minneapolis once we arrive. Localizers 110.7.
Southwest 2757, contact Atlanta Center 128.72.
128.72, Southwest 2757. See ya.
And we got that plugged into the radio, onto nav. And doesn't look like we'll be with Memphis for very long. We'll get dropped over to Unicom here pretty soon.
Georgia 4599, cross Knowles at maintain 11,250 knots. The uncell altimeter 2976.
Okay, we'll cross Knowles at 11,250 knots, good jet 4599.
2285, sending you the Blues 3. Arrival Memphis landing north.
Alrighty, sending you the Blues 32982 and landing north, Southwest 2285.
Charlie Sierra Alpha Hotel Delta cross Knowles at and maintain 10 at 10,000. 250 knots, the on-scale altimeter 2976.
Knowles at 10,000, 250, and altimeter 2976 at the set, Charlie.
That is correct.
Roger.
American 2430, radar contact lost.
Memphis Center, load up 2271 with you 8,000, 12,000.
Delta 2271, Memphis Center, good evening, climb maintain flight level 230.
ID up to 230, 2271.
Jet 4599, contact Atlanta Center 134.905.
Over to Atlanta Center, 134.905. Good night.
Charlie Sierra Alpha Hotel Delta, contact Atlanta Center 134.905.
3495, thank you for half charge after.
Southwest 119, level at flight level 360.
Southwest 119, Memphis Center, good evening, squawk 4531.
4531, Southwest 119. Center, this is Southwest 119. Can I step away for about 2 to 5 minutes?
Southwest 119, radar contact 65 north of the Clarksville VOR, and that is approved as requested. Advise back.
We'll advise when we're back. Southwest 119, thank you.
So if you're just joining the live stream, this is Delta 1304, service to Minneapolis from Atlanta. This is the Friday night live stream, full flight in prepared version 5.
American 525 Memphis Center, good day. Traveling heading 1211 at climbing to 15,000.
American 525 Memphis Center, good evening, climb maintain flight level 380.
Climb maintain flight level 380.
Memphis Center, Southwest 119 is back with you.
Southwest 119, roger, thanks. Southwest 119, vicinity of the Blues 3 arrival nest, landing north, that's altimeter 2982.
Vicinity of the Blues 3 arrival, landing north, altimeter, what was the altimeter again? Can you say that again? Southwest 119.
2982.
Alrighty, altimeter is going to be 2982, Southwest 119, thank you.
DAL1304, leave managed space, then north, Indy offline, reserve terminated, frequency change approved. Good day.
Heading over to the Lonely Unicom. Delta 1304, see ya. Thanks for the service tonight. And we're on Unicom. Was really hoping Indianapolis Center and Chicago Center would be online since there's an event. There's a lot of traffic heading down to the south a whole bunch of traffic that's going into Atlanta right now. Coming out of Toronto. See him right there. Nice little long line from Lake Erie down to the northern part of Atlanta Center. So if you're just joining the live stream, this is Delta1304, service up to Minneapolis from Atlanta. This is our second flight in prepared version 5. And I'm trying to do this all in the virtual cockpit environment for the whole flight up. Flight level 340. It's like everybody's heading to Atlanta. Or Charlotte. Hello, my beautiful wife. Wifey has entered the chat. How's your Friday Lifetime movie madness going down there? No traffic heading into Minneapolis today, just me arriving and one departure heading down to Baltimore. Did we tape that? So according to FatSpy, there are 33 departures, including us, and 54 arrivals. About half of them getting ready to depart. One arrived, and everybody else, the other half, is currently en route. Atlanta is going to have a fun time. That's interesting. So apparently the Kilo Victor Lima Alpha airport shares the same weather frequency as Unicom. I don't even know where KVLA is. We're about 50 nautical miles or so away from it. We're already picking up their weather. So we'll just tune to a different frequency for right now. Traffic is no factor for us at all, so we stay off of Unicom for a little while till that passes by. Just crossing into St. Louis's airspace. if Wifey is still listening, I think we have that scheduled to record. If not, I'll check. And if we don't have it scheduled, I'll look for when it's airing next. And we'll drop it on the DVR. Yeah, it's still picking up KVLA's automated weather on the Unicon frequency, so we'll stay off of it for a little while. We're flying out to Los Angeles. We have air traffic control nearly the entire way out. you're just joining the live stream, welcome aboard. Delta 1304 service to Minneapolis. We are cruising at flight level 340, 290 knots. There's literally nobody in Minneapolis's airspace at the moment. There's a Northwest 747 heading up to Anchorage out of Chicago O'Hare. And that's it. Everybody else is heading to Atlanta. So this is my second flight flying in prepared version 5, and my feelings are pretty much unchanged. It is a great simulator to fly. I was able to bring all of my aircraft over thanks to one of my subscribers who sent me a link to a website that takes FSX aircraft and modifies them for use in prepared. So I have the entire Delta fleet except for an A319 and an A321neo and a A330 900 neo. Have not been able to find aircraft for that yet. But I'm getting 60 frames or better on the frame rates. VRAM usage, it's only using 4.9 of the 7.1 available, which is really good. GSX works perfectly. Have not had any issues with it. And I've got all my aircraft configured to use with the gates, and working on reconfiguring airports that I had done in FSX. Which has been a tedious, long process, to say the least. But I'm just doing just a little bit of editing each day to configure my airports. Doing a little bit of research online to see which gates Delta uses at any particular airport that I'm configuring. Most I have written down, and that's not changed. It's just a matter of going in and fixing them. I need to find virtual cockpits for a couple of my aircraft, because the virtual cockpits that came with the aircraft in the download do not work. So my A330-200 and my Boeing 717 do not have working virtual cockpits. I think everything else I have does. I'll have to double check. And I'm still looking for a good FMC program, since I don't know that I'm going to get Smith's FMS working on Prepared. So if you know of a good FMS/FMC, let me know in the comments, or hit me up in the live chat, or just send me a message. Atlanta now has 62 arrivals. And 36 departures. Nearly 900 people online in North America on the VATSIM network right now. $850 flights currently in the air. Pretty crazy. And crossing into Chicago Center's airspace, no controller online. And picking up somebody else's automated weather on Unicom. That is so funny. About 95 nautical miles from Iowa City. And then another 67 before we are on the arrival. So with that being said, I'm going to take a quick little break, step off the flight deck, and I'll be back in just a moment. All right, we are back. See if we're still picking up that other airport's weather.
Kilo, Charlie, Tango, Kilo, on it.
Yep. Let's see, where is the Kilo Charlie Tango Airport? Is it Kilo Charlie? Kilo Charlie Tango. Kilo is the Ingersoll Airport in Canton. And looks like we just passed them a little ways back. So hopefully we'll be out of their range pretty soon. And 22 miles from Iowa City. And a little bit of traffic in Minneapolis's airspace now. Couple flights heading into Chicago Midway, that Northwest 74 heading up to Anchorage. We have 67, 77, 87, 93, about 150 nautical miles to Opie, or Upi, which is our first altitude restriction on the way down into Minneapolis. 8 minutes until we are on the arrival. So if you're just joining us, this is Delta 1304, service to Minneapolis from Atlanta. Delta 737-800. Currently level at flight level 340. And we'll probably be starting down probably about the next 20 minutes or so. Hope everybody has had a great week and looking forward to a great weekend. Okay. Top of descent checklist, ATIS information. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. Even though it doesn't make a difference because we're not running weather, but we'll check it all the same. Winds 06, winds 160 at 6. Scattered at 10,000 feet, temperature 17, dew point 8, altimeter 2969, 10 miles visibility, so airport weather is checked, altimeter checked, radios and nav checked, fuel quantity checked, anti-ice and descent speed as required, top of descent checklist complete, and we're going to go ahead and start down. Out of 3-4 for 240. And after Oopie, Lazy will be our next speed and altitude restriction. It'll be at or above 16,000 and 280 knots. And passing through 25 for 240. Once we hit Upi, we'll start down to 160. And another 10.5 miles, nautical miles to Upi. And once we hit Upi, we'll start down to 160,000. Our next altitude restriction on the way down at Lazy. And we're already at 280 knots, just need to maintain that. And out of 2.4 for 1.6. I don't know why I was thinking 2.4 for 1.4. There we go. 160,000 checked. Be parking over on Concourse C, which is to our left once we arrive into Minneapolis on runway 30 right. And if you're just joining us, This is Delta 1304, service to Minneapolis. We're on the Bloom 4 RNAV arrival, passing through 20,000 feet for 16,000. And we're flying the Boeing 737-800. And passing through 19 for 160,000. And we'll go ahead and put it back on Unicom. I think we're out of range of any other automated weather observation stations along the way. Now we'll go ahead and continue down to 11,000 feet. Check. Approach checklist, seatbelt sign, no smoking signs are on, APU is on, avionics radio set, speeds at our discretion, landing lights will come on below 10,000 feet, spoilers are armed, and flaps as needed on the approach. Approach checklist is complete. Once we land in Minneapolis, we will go ahead and probably jump off at the Papa 8 intersection. And then on to Quebec to taxi over to Concourse C. And leveling off at 10,000 feet, landing lights coming on. And we'll stay at 10,000 feet as we cross no field. And reduce our speed down to 250 knots. 250 knots check. I like how the light reflects in the cockpit. You can kind of see the sun starting to move around right here in this little area. Back behind, right there, you can see the little reflections, which are really cool. Alright, now down to 7,000 and 230 knots. And we'll go flaps 1. Flaps 1 indicated. And we'll stay at 7,000 until grooves, and we'll drop down to 210 knots and turn for final. All right. Hold on here. So we ran out of fuel. That's kind of crazy. All right, let's give ourselves. See, and I used what they told me for the fuel, and still didn't have enough. So I'm going to ignore that from now on. That's really crazy. We're not going to do that again. I'm going to make sure I have extra fuel on board. That was a totally rookie move. Landing checklist. Speed established, gear down.
Sink rate. 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 Sink rate.
And we'll jump right here at Papa 8. After landing checklist, landing lights off, strobes off, taxi lights on. Bringing up the flaps. And completely forgot to do my radio call outs. And parking brake set. And shutdown checklist. Parking brake set, throttle idle, engines to cut off. Taxi lights off, nav lights off. Beacon lights stay on. PTOT anti-ice off. Flight director off. Auto throttle off. And jet bridge is attached, and we will commence the deboarding process. Well, welcome to Minneapolis. Current flight simulator time is 4:19 p.m. And that is going to do it for today's video. Not sure yet if I'm going to do any live streaming tomorrow or Sunday. If I do, I'll let you know via the YouTube channel in the community section. If you like today's video, despite running out of gas on the approach, hit that like. Hit that like button, support the channel by subscribing. And leave me a comment in the comment section, and please join me on the next live stream. This is Michael with Sky's Limit Aviation Channel, wishing you a great rest of your Friday night and have a great weekend. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.